Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, David M coming at you here. Well, not quite David M. I don't have that sexy voice that's made for radio, but I do have to pay tribute to the man who made this backdrop possible, who sent me a care package with all these Sports Illustrated magazines so I could bring forth to you my next several videos, which I'm gonna do with a whole bunch of boxing cards. I have this box full of boxing cards, so I'm gonna show you a lot of my cards that I PC'd boxing wise, starting with this one. As you could tell, this one's gonna be mainly catered to Mike Tyson, the man, the myth, the legend. I am Mike, a kid dynamite. I grew up loving this guy. He was a sheer force and destruction. Here's a few magazines which I have up for you. KO, Mike Tyson demolishes Mike Spinks in 91 seconds. Too Much as he beats up on Larry Holmes. And King Mike when he takes care of Tony Tubbs. Here's another couple ones that Dave was so generous with. Desert Storm as he takes on Razor Ruddock, and his focus that he had for Tyson versus Holyfield. Cool black and white shot there. And on top of that, he also threw in a very small care package with Hoya Paranoia, Patrick Ewing hooking it up for the Knicks. Hoya Paranoia with Alonzo Mourning face to face. And then he decided to tweak the nerve, true COS style. Here with his Giannis Antetokounmpo Downrust 2019. I don't know what parallel that is, but it's a cool card nonetheless. Not a fan of Giannis and his traveling ways, but it's still a cool card. And then he decided to dig the knife a lot deeper with these two Trey Youngs. Very beautiful optic cards. One is Splash, the other one is Express Lane. But I cannot enjoy looking at these, especially after he shushed the whole Madison Square Garden in the playoffs, taking us out. Thank you for that, Trey Young. Just giving me agita. Thank you, David M, for that. I won't sleep too easy tonight, but thanks a lot. So needless to say, let's get this started. First off to bat, I got this 1991 Ring Lords card of I Am Mike Tyson. Here getting hoisted up by Don King. This card is an epic shot of him and his glory years. This is not part of a set. This is a sample card to which Ring Lords went to go shop around to distributors, showcasing what their set was going to look like. I do have a card here from this set. This beautiful Evander Holyfield, the person that Mike Tyson decided to treat as a snack with his ear, the famous fight that was disqualified in the third round. But this card is gorgeous. Look at that shot of him with all his belts. As you can tell, the difference in these two cards is it has a number on it. And the Mike Tyson one doesn't have a number. But they're pretty much the same. This one has a sample because they stamped it to just show it's a prototype. Let me get these over in the backdrop. Next up, I got a card of the man who took out Mike Tyson, his first ever knockout. The upset of the century, James Buster Douglas. I'm going to have to put this in a new card saver because it's looking quite dirty. Doesn't give this card any justice here. I'll leave it in the penny sleeve. This is a ringside card from 1996. It's pretty cool. It has his stats here up until 1996, a little caption. But obviously, with his shot that just shocked the world, got to put this in the background. And another card from ringside, which I love, is this Roy Jones Jr. card. Looking real cool there. Here's the back. In 1996, he was 32-0 with 28 knockouts. He was undoubtedly one of the best pound-for-pound boxers of his era. Roy Jones Jr., the last guy to fight Mike Tyson. And here's another Roy Jones Jr. card. This is a Browns card from 1999. He's looking like the type of guy you just don't want to pick a fight with. Here's the back. It's a little bit plain. But these Browns cards are pretty cool. Not many cards that are made by a lot of companies. You got Ring Lords, Ringside, Browns, Allen and Ginter. There's sticker cards. Here's a rookie card of Mike Tyson. This one is from the UK. It's a 1987. It's from A Question of the Sport. As you can tell here, it has AS for A Question of the Sport. And there you have Mike Tyson. It's pretty plain back, but the front makes up for it because that is an epic shot of Mike Tyson giving it to Mitch Blood Green, slapping his jerry curls around. Look at that mouthpiece just flying out the mouth. Oof. If you ever have a rookie card, this is the rookie card you want to have, where you're just beating on somebody. That is an epic shot of Mike Tyson. I love that card. And then to commemorate Mike Tyson, I have to showcase the man who he basically fashioned his fight style off. And for those that don't know, he got his style from this man, Jack Dempsey. Now I'm going to showcase Jack Dempsey with this 1933 Trump chocolate card. It's out of Germany. Here's the back. It's in German. I can tell what the hell it's saying. But it's letting you know over here, Jagan Tunney, I guess that's Gene Tunney, the person he lost his belt to in 1926. So Jack Dempsey. And for all those that don't know, he used to go by the name of Kid Blackie, and they called him the Manassas Mauler because he was born and raised in Manassas, Colorado. Shout out to Ken Booth from Colorado. Yes, probably Jack Dempsey is his hero out there. Here's another card. This is a 1923 Union Jack Monarchs of the Ring of Jack Dempsey here with his fighting stance that made him so famous and popular back in the 20s. This guy took the world by storm in the 20s. He was unbelievable. There was nothing like him. He was the first person to pack $1 million worth at the gate for a fight. And he's the first person that forced channels to do live broadcasts of his fights. It was the first time they used to do live broadcasts of any sports. And he was the reason why. He's basically ranked the 10th best boxer by Ring Magazine and the 7th greatest puncher. And just to get a little bit into Jack Dempsey, because I'm pretty sure you know of Buster Douglas, Holyfield, Jones, and of course Mike Tyson. But Dempsey, for all those that are unaware, I'll tell you he was a champ from 1919 to 1926. And he was able to win the belt from Jess Willard. Jess Willard was the man who defeated Jack Johnson, no less. And he beat Jack Johnson up in Cuba within 37 rounds. He finally knocked out Jack Johnson. That's how long they used to fight. They fought till you couldn't stand no more. That was when men was men. Now, you don't see stuff like that. But Jess Willard was the man that he defeated. And Jess Willard stood at 6'6.5" and weighed 245 pounds. While Jack Dempsey was 6'1" with 187 pounds. He was considered a small guy for a heavyweight fighter. But it didn't matter. What he lacked in stature, he made up for with punch. And man, did he give it to Jess Willard. He knocked down Jess Willard 7 times in the first round. And he forced Jess Willard to quit after the 4th round because he just couldn't take it no more. Later on, it was found out that he suffered a broken jaw, broken ribs, several broken teeth, and fractures to his facial bones. My goodness. And then he reigned for 7 years up until Gene Tunney took him out after a 10-round decision where he lost 2 points. But nonetheless, Jack Dempsey will always go down as one of the best boxers ever. He was ferocious nonetheless, and he was actually so aggressive that he's the reason why they forced boxers to stand by the corner after they knock someone down. Because Jack Dempsey would just stand over a boxer waiting for him to get right back up, and he would just pounce on them. But he was way too aggressive. He was considered unsafe. So yeah, they implemented the stand by the corner rule after each knockdown. And needless to say, I'm going to display a little bit of how they mirrored each other, or should I say how Mike Tyson mirrored Jack Dempsey, with a little montage. So I hope you enjoy this clip.
Tucked away in the Catskills of New York, a teenage Mike Tyson dreaming of greatness would look to old fight films for inspiration. The young historian studied and learned from the champions of the past, and no fighter had a greater influence on the young Tyson than Jack Dempsey. From his menacing scowl to his haircut and attire, everything he did was an homage to his boxing hero. The original little man that battered giants, the Manasseh Mauler, was savagery personified.
So there you have the two boxers, Jack Dempsey and Mike Tyson, two of the menaces, all-time greatest heavyweight boxers of all time. And I'm going to bring forth to you a bunch of my boxing cards from now on. So stay tuned to the next one. Until then, I'm going to wish you all happy hunting when it comes to cards. I want you all to stay safe and be blessed. See you in the next one.